GMA 2012 Total Access is sponsored by the Musco Family Olive Company.
Welcome to Supermarket News Total Access. Our industry is gathering in Colorado Springs for the Grocery Manufacturers Association Executive Conference, and we're taking an insider's look through interviews with conference speakers and our industry's leaders. Hi, I'm Phil Limpert, editor of Supermarket Guru, and with me is David Orgel, the editor-in-chief of Supermarket News.
And with us today is Tom Blischok, Chief Retail Strategist and Senior Executive Advisor for Booz & Company. Hi, Tom. We're very happy that you're here with us today.
David, great to be here today also. And nice to see you again, Phil.
Thanks, Tom.
Tom, you're moderating a panel at GMA on changing trends, and you always do a great job in describing how the consumer is changing. What do you think will be the most lasting shift in shopper behavior that retailers should know about?
The value-seeking shopper is without question the most important change we're going to see going forward. And let me explain a little bit. Prior to the recession, we had some 75 million plus households which were value-seeking shoppers. We asked the question as people went through this recession, are you sort of going to stay there, or is it going to be a lasting impression or not? Today, I must tell the folks that are looking at this video, almost 90 million households today are value-seeking shoppers, which means that you as a retailer must think about the value equation that you're offering. Now, we spent a lot of time talking to shoppers, and we developed five very simple words. Value is today quality received per dollar spent. What's so important about that, it's not just pricing, but it's a combination of the shopping experience, it's the location, it's the convenience, it's the way you assort products, it's private label merchandise, and how it fits into that household. So, counsel and advice to the retailers in the audience that are listening to this and going to be listening to our presentation, value seeking is critical because by addressing that need, you're going to get more shoppers into your stores.
So, Tom, I think one of the most important questions that we have, back to your word, grocers, are the grocers really prepared for this? And are there any supermarkets that you see out there now that get it, that are ready for it, and capitalizing on it?
Well, grocers being prepared for it is one issue. The grocery categories are another issue. So one of the challenges that grocers are faced with is that in the past 5 years, there's been about another 120 million square feet of grocery categories that have been brought to market outside of grocery. So one of the very important things that grocers are dealing with is how do I grow my current shopper as well as how do I attract my new shopper? The preparedness varies by grocer. So when you see grocers like Kroger or grocers like Safeway, grocers like H-E-B, grocers like Publix, grocers like Wegmans, I think Danny does a great job. There is a tremendous focus today in the market on how to address and keep and hold and actually grow this value-seeking shopper. A lot of experimentation, not only in pricing strategy, tremendous amount of experimentation in merchandising and marketing strategy, but the secret is you can't grow your business only by focusing on your current shoppers. You got to find new shoppers to come into your stores and spend money.
Well, that's good advice. I've sat through a number of your presentations in recent years, and you've done a really good job of tracking the impact of the economy on shoppers. Where do you think we're going in the near term in terms of the cycle of where we are on how it impacts shopper behavior?
Shoppers are tenuous at best. There is this lens of affordability. There is pause before purchase realities. My perspective is the economy goes in one of two ways. Neither of them necessarily are positive for any retailing environment, but let's talk about that just for a second. Let's look over the next 6 months, but we're going to look at that by starting with the past 6 months. Consumption continues to be flat, although we are seeing some signs of, I'll call it sort of discovery kind of purchases. We're seeing people upgrade a little bit in some of the brands they're buying. We're seeing them upgrading a little bit in the cuts of meats they're buying, et cetera. But there is this austerity look which continues. Our projection, pretty interesting. We think that through the rest of this year, grocery shopping will be relatively flat. I would tell you, though, I am tremendously optimistic about Christmas this year in that grocers, family meals, family events, family activities will be fairly dominant in the market space. So grocers have a great opportunity to shape-shift the family experience at Christmas. Now, for 2013, my expectation currently is relatively flat spending. So what that translates to is grocers are going to have to find ways to entice, to make the shopping experience more pleasant, to make it simpler. Simplicity is in very big time with shoppers. The movement is quite interesting.
Tom, thanks for making us think a little differently and joining us on Total Access. And be sure to visit supermarketnews.com for much more on the 2012 GMA Executive Conference and to see more interviews just like this one with Tom. All you've got to do is visit the link right on your screen. Thanks for watching.
The 2012 GMA Executive Conference, Connecting Today to Grow Tomorrow, is sponsored by Musco Family Olive Company.